If you are an investor, you probably have a SIP running along with your other investments. But if you're done just setting up a SIP, maybe just a SIP is not probably utilizing its full potential. So how do we get the best out of it? Mutual funds have become the most sought after investment options in the recent years. There has been a steady increase in the investor accounts from approximately 4 crores in 2014 to 19 crores in 2024. The AUM of the Indian mutual fund industry has grown from 9.75 trillion as of June 30, 2014 to approximately 61 trillion as of June 30, 2024. That's more than 6-fold increase in a span of 10 years. This data is proof enough that the popularity of the mutual fund investments in India has been phenomenal over the last decade. But if we as investors, we cannot harness the power of this massive growth in this industry to benefit our investments, we are not doing justice, are we? Investing is tricky. In this video, we'll discuss 4 tips to get the maximum out of our SIP investments. And that's why I always say, every step you take in the financial world is a challenge. And with those challenges comes the next big opportunity. This video will give you an insight, but the next one I post can bring you that next big opportunity. So like this video and subscribe to this channel because you don't want to miss it, do you?
The top up, the penalty, the time, the start.
So the most important factor would be to leverage the power of top-ups. We all know setting up a SIP for a longer period of time and regularly investing in that mutual fund would help you build your portfolio corpus over a big, long period of time. This happens because of the power of compounding. However, what we miss out on is mostly on increasing the SIP amount on a regular basis as and when our income increases. Have we ever given it a thought? How much have we lost by not doing it? Mostly the answer is no. Why? Because we have done a SIP. Look at the difference here. Let's take an example of a normal SIP of 1,000 rupees a month, giving us a 15% CAGR for 30 years. This would produce a corpus of approximately 7 crores at the end of 30 years. Now, a simple 10% increase in the SIP amount every year, keeping all other parameters same, would get us to 15 crores. That's more than double. We know this already. Everybody knows that increasing SIP amounts periodically will get us to more returns in the future. But in spite of knowing this, in spite of knowing every details, we still don't do it. Why? Here is why. Look at this graph. I just plotted the SIP return numbers that we get from the SIP calculator. You see, up until the first 25 years, both the lines for the normal SIP and the step-up SIP went together. Yes, there was a difference, but which was not visible to our eyes as of on this graph. It's only after the 24th to the 25th years the two graphs started separating from each other. And look at the end. That's a massive difference between the two lines. And this is exactly where most of us quit. 25 years. The visibility is not there amongst a lot of people. वो 20, 25, 30, 40 साल जॉब में घिस लेंगे, लेकिन अपना फ्यूचर सुधारने में हो तो उनको नंबर्स दिखाई नहीं देते. Amazing mentality, यार. Amazing. This is again a proof. जो दिखता है वही बिकता है. For the first 24-25 years, ज़्यादा डिफरेंस तो दिखा नहीं, तो फिर बिका नहीं. क्यों करूँ स्टेप अप से? उतना ही तो आ रहा है. And hence, you don't buy into the concept of long-term compounding and small top-ups on your SIP on a regular basis. And that's where most of us just do a SIP and think it'll do its job. Yes, it does, but its job half done. You only live once. Make the most of the long job tenure, slogging hard, so that you can live the remaining life very easy. Number 2, the penalty of a missed SIP installment. Now, these figures that you just saw is achieved without stopping a SIP, without stopping or pausing a SIP installment, or partially withdrawing an amount that you have put into your investments. Yes, you can withdraw to switch over or to rebalance your portfolio, but withdrawing to purchase something else doesn't make sense. This is the discipline you need to inculcate within yourself. Number 3, the maximum investment period. The maximum period that I've chosen in this example that I've shown you was 30 years, because that's the minimum a person spends in his job, career, or business while he is still working. If you start early and if you work late, you can still extend this period to 35 or 40 years, but that's approximately around 30-35 years you would spend working in your life. Those same numbers in a 40-year step-up SIP, you know how much it would have given you? The returns are a massive 73.5 crores. 5 times more than what you have got in 30 years. And hence, that's why we say there is magic in the long term. The longer you can keep investing through SIPs, the more profit you can generate. Number 4, any time is a good time to start a SIP. There are many speculations, many theories about which is the good time to start a SIP. However, it is worthwhile to note that there is no single date which is good enough to give you the maximum returns. The average return over a very long period of time always balances out, always averages out whatever date you choose to start your SIP. But as a good practice, it is always advisable to coincide your SIP investments to match with your salary income or your business income. The first withdrawal from your salary should always be the SIP installments. If you do not have a monthly income, if you have a daily or a weekly income, try setting up a weekly or a month or a daily SIP. So the next time you start any SIP purchase, these points can be very crucial for your SIP investment journey. And also, an in-depth video of the entire mutual fund investing journey is listed here in this playlist. Go ahead, click on it right now. As of this video, adios.